And then, so the next day, reporters sort of descend upon his brother's home. And Eric Paddock, someone could do like a full-on like Serial season 1 where you fall in love with the guy, like season about Eric Paddock. Even specifically this interview. But he gives a pair of the most robust interviews I've ever seen a man give. I encourage you to watch them in full because every line that comes out of his mouth is more incredible than the last.
Steve took care of the people he loved. He helped make me and my family wealthy. I mean, he's the reason I was able to retire. We ate in one of the best, in the Fusion restaurant. I highly recommend the Fusion restaurant. I can't think of the name, but the Fusion restaurant at the Wynn. We ate thousands of dollars of sushi, comped.
They're the best interviews in the history of media, or maybe even human communication. I don't we can't even really like do them justice. Me and Matt were like psychotically obsessed with Eric Paddock for like a really long time, and this was during a period when we were like it like made us feel bad when like our audience was like, "Hey, my dude, it makes me feel bad when blah blah blah." Not like in the past couple of years where we've been like, "Fuck you, you're lower than dirt."
Yeah,
and they're like, "Thank you." So we were like, "Oh, we can't yell sushi comped at each other in public." And, I mean, so it was just our private thing, how much we loved Eric Paddock. But, I mean, now the world can know. Me and Matt, we would just scream Eric Paddock lines at each other every day. That video gives me, like, everything about that video is awesome, but, like, the thing I always think about, we were talking about this before we started, is, so those interviews, he's like spends the entire interview talking about like they're basically like, "Hey, your brother killed the most people ever," and he's like, "Well, let me tell you one thing. He was amazing to go to dinner with.
Yes,
and he was successful. He could do the best line besides sushi comped is he could do anything he wanted, and he did."
Yes.
And it's like, what do you think happened when he went back inside? Is he like, I think that went really well?
Well, apparently he didn't, because the next he basically demanded he do have a redo, a do-over. He wanted a do-over, and he goes out the next day for another interview.
But he does the same exact thing. He just goes out there, and I can't even do his voice, but he's like,
yeah, no.
He just keeps repeating over and over and over again, like, "My family and I, we're very wealthy people. Stephen made me very, very, very rich. He made my mother very wealthy." And like, apropos of nothing. And it is like it has nothing to do with like, why did your brother just murder, like, shoot hundreds of people? He's just like, he was a good businessman. He's a numbers guy. Stephen's always been a numbers guy.
And the thing where he's like, apropos of nothing, where he talks about how much money Steven would make like doing video poker, and he's like, "Sorry if this offends everyone, not everyone works at Taco Bell."
Yes.
It's like you have the weirdest family in America.
Absolutely.
That is so, they're the perfect boomers, because his brother just killed all those people. That's the only reason you would talk to this guy, and he's like, "So, a little bit about me. I like to go to Tucson during the spring, actually. A lot of people think it's too hot. My dad's a bank robber. My brother gave me a bunch of money for some reason. Anyway, so I'm very rich. And if that offends you, try working harder."
Yes.
It's like, what the fuck, like, kind of guy? Like, what's wrong with you?
No. The thing is, the Paddocks are like, they don't really make them like the Paddocks anymore.
No, they don't.